Ukraine shuts down Russian gas pipeline to Europe, what it means for the global energy market. So in a bold and unprecedented move, Ukraine has halted the flow of Russian natural gas to Europe, a decision that has sent shockwaves across the global energy market. This strategic action, taken amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions, highlights the fragile state of energy security and the urgent need for countries to diversify their energy sources. So with implication for the gas prices, supply chains, and the global economy, this development has the world on high alert. Let's unpack what this means for key players like China, Africa, and India, and explore sustainable energy strategies that can help weather such crises in the future. Now, who are the global gas market leaders? So the natural gas market is dominated by a handful of influential players. For example, Russia. For years, Russia has been a cornerstone of Europe's energy supply, delivering vast amounts of natural gas via pipeline. However, the ongoing conflict with Ukraine and sanctions from Western nations have disrupted this dependency. United States. The US has emerged as a leading exporter of liquefied natural gas. This is LNG, supplying critical energy to Europe and Asia. Its advanced infrastructure and geopolitical alliances position it as a major player in energy diversification. The other players in the global gas market is Qatar and Australia. These two nations are powerhouses in the LNG export market, primarily serving the high demand regions of Asia and Europe. Norway, as Europe's second largest supplier, Norway's pipeline infrastructure provides a crucial alternative to Russian gas. Collectively, China, Africa, and India, these emerging markets and suppliers are becoming increasingly influential in shaping the global energy narrative. Now, what are the role of China, Africa, and India? I will begin by highlighting what is the role of China. China, the world's largest natural gas importer, plays a dual role as a major consumer and a strategic investor in energy infrastructure. Its growing reliance on LNG from Qatar, the US, and Australia underscores its critical position in the global supply chain. Simultaneously, China's aggressive push into renewable energy, leading solar, wind power, signals a strategic pivot to reduce dependency on fossil fuels. Africa. Africa is an emerging supplier with vast untapped gas reserves. Nations like Algeria, Nigeria, and Mozambique are stepping up efforts to Europe and Asia. However, political instability and a lack of infrastructure remain significant hurdles. With proper investments, Africa could become a key player in global energy diversification. Another key player is India. India's rapidly growing economy and population make it a major player in global energy consumption. As one of the largest LNG importers, it sources gas from Qatar, the US, and other exporters like China. India is also expanding its renewable energy capabilities, focusing heavily on solar energy to reduce its reliance on costly imports. The Nord Stream pipeline system, a key player in Europe's energy crisis. The Nord Stream pipeline system has been central to Europe's energy strategy, delivering natural gas from Russia to Germany and the Baltic Sea. It includes the Nord Stream 1, which has been operational since 2011. It's one of the primary pipelines transporting gas directly from Russia to Europe, bypassing transit countries like Ukraine. Nord Stream 2, although completed, this pipeline is not operational due to geopolitical tensions, sanctions, and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. It was intended to double the capacity of the Nord Stream 1 route. Future prospects of Nord Stream 3. Speculation about a potential third phase Nord Stream 3 exists, but it faces significant opposition due to Europe's shift away from Russia's gas, increasing focus on renewable energy sources. The disruption in Nord Stream operations underscore the vulnerability of Europe's reliance on centralized gas infrastructure and the urgent need for diversification. Now, the gas supply chain to key continental markets. The global gas flows are sustained through a complex network of pipelines, LNG terminals, and shipping routes. Global gas flows are sustained through a complex network of pipelines, LNG terminals, and shipping routes. One of the key regions is Europe, which primarily rely on pipeline imports from Russia and Norway. Europe has increasingly turned to LNG from the US, Qatar, and other suppliers to mitigate supply risks. Asia, the region's largest consumers are China, India, Japan, South Korea, and most of their sources come from Qatar, which is LNG, and also Australia and the USA. Then in Africa, Africa supplies gas to Europe via pipelines and LNG exports, while also it addresses growing domestic demand. Then the Americas, the US dominates with self-sufficiency and LNG exports, particularly to Europe and Asia. So this ongoing conflict has led to disruption in the supply chains as detailed above, and also it has led to skyrocketing of the gas prices. So let's look at what were the gas prices before Ukraine's pipeline halt. So even before Ukraine's action, gas prices were at historically high levels due to lingering supply chain disruptions and the ongoing conflict in the region. Here's how the prices have shifted. Pre-halt, European natural gas prices hovered around 30 to 40 euros per megawatt hour. This was already elevated due to reduced Russian supplies and increased global demand. Then post the halt, prices have surged to over 60 euros per megawatt hour, with fears of further increases as winter demand peaks. In Asia, LNG prices also spiked as European buyers entered the market to secure additional supplies. These price hikes underscore the volatility of the gas market and the cascading effects of regional disruptions on global energy costs. So, what are the threats to energy stability? So, this is already a looming crisis. The halting of the pipeline by Ukraine has amplified existing vulnerabilities in the global market, and some of the key risks include energy shortage. Europe heavily depends on Russian gas, and it faces potential supply gaps, particularly during the cold winter months. Economic instability. Higher energy prices strain household budgets and industrial operations, slowing economic growth. Also, there's a global ripple effect. Competition for LNG among Europe, Asia, and other regions leads to price volatility and supply bottlenecks. Geopolitical risks. The energy resources are increasingly weaponized. Energy resources are increasingly weaponized, adding complexity to international relations and alliances. Sustainable, diversified energy strategies to weather future shocks. So what are the sustainable, diversified energy strategies to weather future shocks? Now, to mitigate the impact of such disruptions, nations must adopt comprehensive and sustainable energy strategies. Here are some of the key approaches. Number one, accelerating renewable energy. Solar and wind power. Investing in large-scale solar and wind farms can reduce reliance on imported gas. Battery storage. Advanced battery systems ensure energy availability during peak demands and intermittency of renewables. Then decentralized systems, rooftop solar installations and microgrids can enhance local energy security. Number two, expanding LNG infrastructure. New terminals, building additional LNG terminals and improving transport networks allows countries to access diverse suppliers. Also, long-term contracts, securing agreements with exporters like Qatar, the US, and Australia provides supply stability. Then number three, investing in green hydrogen. Industrial applications. For industrial applications, green hydrogen can replace natural gas in industries like steel and cement. In transportation, hydrogen-powered vehicles offer clean alternative to fossil fuels. Number four, enhancing energy efficiency. This can be done by building upgrades using retrofitting. That is retrofitting buildings with energy efficient system that reduces overall consumption. Also through smart grids, by way of modernizing electricity grids, which improves energy distribution and minimizes waste. Number five, regional cooperation. Shared resources across the border. Energy agreements can stabilize supply during shortages. Also through technology transfer, developed nations can supply emerging markets with expertise and funding for renewable projects. Number six, diversifying energy sources. Nuclear power provides stable and carbon-free energy source to complement renewable. Also biomass and geothermal, these renewable sources can supplement energy needs in specific regions. So China, Africa, and India, these are pillars of a sustainable future. China is leading the global charge in renewable energy, so investing heavily in wind and solar projects. Africa, with its vast natural resources, can become a key supplier and innovator in sustainable energy if infrastructure and political stability improve. India is rapidly scaling its renewable energy capacity with ambitious goals for solar and wind power generation. Conclusion. Now, the halt of Russian gas flows to Europe through Ukraine has brought the vulnerabilities of global energy market into sharp focus. While the immediate challenges of rising prices and supply disruptions are pressing, this crisis presents an opportunity for nations to rethink their energy strategies. By accelerating investments in renewable energy, expanding LNG infrastructure, and fostering international cooperation, the global community can build a more resilient and sustainable energy future. As countries like China, Africa, and India step up their roles, the shift toward a diversified energy landscape becomes not just a necessity, but an achievable reality. The time to act is now. Thank you very much for taking your time to listen to this video. We request that you subscribe to this channel. We've got a lot of things lined up this year, so stay tuned and let's see you the next video.